Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you so much for being patient and waiting for me to return. I hope you've had the chance to work your way through some of my other videos while I've been away. But yes, I'm back. New background, new haircut. So I'm hoping to get back into a regular routine as soon as possible so that I can have more videos for you here. You keep asking for listening practice videos, so I have another one for you today. We're going to be listening to a conversation between a man and a woman. I'll play the file 4 times as per usual, once at normal speed, another 2 times at a slightly slower speed, and then 1 more time at the normal speed again. And the man also mentions a man's name, Dan, which is usually short for Daniel. Okay, let's listen to them.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car.
Sorry, he's a bit of a mess. I tried to tie it up.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so...
You're not serious, are you?
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave a key.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car.
Sorry, he's a bit of a mess. I tried to tie it up.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so...
You're not serious, are you?
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave a key.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car.
Sorry, he's a bit of a mess. I tried to tie it up.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so...
You're not serious, are you?
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave a key.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car.
Sorry, he's a bit of a mess. I tried to tie it up.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so...
You're not serious, are you?
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave a key.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate? Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car. Oh, sorry, it is a bit of a mess. I tried to tidy it up. Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so... You're not serious, are you? There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave your key. Now let's talk about a few things that they said. The first thing that the man said was, probably should phone in our ETA, eh?
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh?
Firstly, notice how he didn't say we or I at the beginning of his sentence. This is common in casual conversation when we're just speaking to family and friends. I actually do this a lot when I'm posting on social media because social media is a very casual form of communication. If you follow me on Instagram, and go follow me over there if you don't already, you'll notice that I do this quite often in my stories. Now, this is not something that I would encourage you to do. I just wanted to let you know that this does happen in real life. Now, phone in. This is a phrasal verb and it usually means to use the phone to call someone. And you're not just calling to say hi, there's a reason why you're calling them. For example, you might be calling a radio station because you want to enter a competition, or you might be calling the police because there's a crime happening where you are. Here, he wants to call someone to let them know what their ETA is, what their estimated time of arrival is, the time that they expect to arrive.
Well, we should find in our ETA, eh?
Then he said, "Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one?"
Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one?
Adopted. This is an adjective and the verb is to adopt. A child that's been adopted is a child from one family and is now being taken care of by another family. So this new family is responsible for raising this child. So the old family, this family, for whatever reason, can't look after this child. And so now this other family has said, we will take care of this child. So this child has been adopted by the other family, and the other family is now responsible for taking care of this child. Do you know anyone who's been adopted? Maybe you were adopted.
Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one?
And then the woman said, "I don't think I want to get back in the car."
I don't think I want to get back in the car.
When you get in the car, it means that you're going inside it and someone is going to take you somewhere. We use get in when we're talking about cars or taxis. So vehicles that can carry only maybe 4 or 5 people. When we're talking about planes or buses, we say get on. I talked more about get in and get on in this video, if you remember. If you haven't watched that video or you need to review it, I'll put a link up here. I think it's up here. I haven't filmed in so long, I can't even remember. I'll put a link up here and also down in the box below for you to watch after this video. So to get back in the car means you got out of the car, you left the car, and now you're returning. So you get in the car, you get out of the car, and now you want to get back in the car.
I don't think I want to get back in the car.
And then the man said, "Oh, sorry, it is a bit of a mess. I tried to tidy it up."
Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. I tried to tidy it up.
Tidy up. This has a few different meanings, but they all have something to do with making something look better or neater. For example, if people are coming over to your place, you might want to tidy up a bit before they arrive. You might want to wash the dishes or clear the dining table. So you might want to clean your place a bit. You might want to tidy up a bit to make your place look a little bit better before they arrive. Here, the man is saying that he tried to clean his car a bit. He tried. So I guess he wasn't very successful. He said, "It is a bit of a mess. I tried to tidy it up."
Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. I tried to tidy it up.
And then the woman replies with, "Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so."
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so.
Yeah, no. Okay, this one is a little hard to explain and probably not something that you can understand completely in just a few minutes. It's something that you need to hear a lot of times to get the general feeling of what this means. So I'm going to try and explain how it's used here as best I can. So she said, "Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so." Now remember he was talking about his messy car, right? And now she's talking about not having a future with him. So they're two completely different topics. So she's sort of saying, yes, I see that. I agree with you about your messy car, but now I want to talk about this different topic. I want to change the topic. That's the feeling that this yeah, no gives here. So don't worry too much about what this means because it actually means different things in different situations, which is why I find it quite difficult to explain. But you will hear this yeah, no or yeah, nah. You'll hear this quite often in Australia. And when you do, try and figure out, try and understand why the person said it in that situation. Just try and get the feeling of what they were trying to convey, the feeling that they were trying to give you when they said it. I think this is probably the best way to understand what this phrase means.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so.
And then he said, "You're not serious, are you?"
You're not serious, are you?
This one is more about pronunciation. Now, as you probably know, we don't tend to make a strong R sound with your like the Americans do. Your. And if it's said quickly, like he says it here, it becomes more like y with the schwa sound. If you don't know what the schwa sound is, then I suggest that you watch this video next. I'll put a link up here. I'm pretty sure it's up here. I'll put a link up here and also down in the description box below. Now, not. He stops himself just before he makes the t sound. When you make the t sound, air comes out of your mouth. You can feel it if you place your hand just in front of your mouth. T. But he stops himself just before the air comes out of his mouth. So it becomes not. You're not serious. You're not serious. You're not serious. And are you? Like with your, we don't tend to say the letter R at the end of R. So R is just R. And you, when said quickly, is y with the schwa sound. So this becomes are ya. Are ya? Are ya? And the word before this was serious, and serious ends with an S. And when there's a consonant sound and a vowel sound right next to each other like this, they can be said as one long word. So this becomes serious are ya? Serious are ya? Serious are ya? Now let's say the whole sentence. You're not serious, are ya? You're not serious, are ya? You're not serious, are ya?
You're not serious, are you?
And then she says, there's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave your key.
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave the key.
Hello, Future Karen here. I'm currently editing this video and I have just discovered that my battery had died while I was filming this. So unfortunately, some of it actually wasn't recorded. So I thought I'd tell you now what I wanted to say back then. I wanted to talk about the word stuff. Stuff is just another way of saying thing, and it feels more informal. But one thing to note about this word is that it's uncountable. So notice how she said some of your stuff, not some of your stuffs. We never add an S to stuff to make it plural. So we can say some of your things and some of your stuff. I talked about countable and uncountable nouns in this video, so I'll put a link to that video up here and also down in the box below if you need to review that. Okay, back to the video. There are a few common words like this in English that are uncountable, and when you add an S to these words, people will still understand you, of course, it's not a problem. But if you're sitting an English language exam like IELTS, you'll get marked down for this. You'll get a lower score because it's not correct. So just pay attention to these uncountable nouns.
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave the key.
We talked about a lot of different things today, some vocab, some pronunciation and phrasal verbs. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Let's listen to this conversation one more time at the normal speed.
Probably should phone in our ETA, eh? Is it your brother I should call? Dan, is it? The adopted one? I don't know their names yet. Who's the one you all hate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to get back in the car.
Sorry, he's a bit of a mess. I tried to tie it up.
Yeah, no, I just know we don't have a future, so...
You're not serious, are you?
There's some of your stuff back at the house, so just leave a key.
Thank you for watching today. Keep practicing, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye. He didn't say we or I. Oh my God, it's just as noisy here. I think it's even worse. Do you reckon it's worse? I reckon it's worse. Then one more time at the normal speed again. And of course, every man and his dog wants to go home or wants to leave home right now. Of course. There's just so much noise. I can't handle it. A child that's been adopted is a child. That would help, a child. Maybe you were adopted. That sounded really harsh. I didn't mean to go, maybe you were adopted. That's not what I meant. I was just asking the question. I feel like eating something. What shall I eat? Ooh, oh no, that's too much caffeine. I tried to tidy it up. Tidy it up. So she said, yeah, no, I know, what did she say? I just know we don't have a future. Okay.